So today I want to talk to you guys about questions in Spanish, right? So just like in English, we've got like 6 question words, right? But in Spanish, I think there's a couple more because of just how the language is set up, right? And there's a little bit of a difference, right? So first things first, we have the word of who, which is quien. Quien. Anytime you see this QU, it's going to be pronounced as a K sound. Quien, right? And we have what, K. Again, we get this QU sound. It's a K sound, K, right? When, cuando, CU, also making that same K sound, cuando. Where, donde, donde. Everybody's favorite question that for some reason they teach us in high school that is not useful at all is ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Where is the library? You'll never say this expression in real life. Why is por qué? And now this is funny because if you have por qué with a space, it's why. And por qué put together is because, right? And I always, when I'm teaching classes, teach these words together because they're really related, right? Anytime I ask you a why question, 98% of the time, the next word out of people's mouth is going to be because, right? If you ask a little kid, why did you do that? Why did you write on the wall? Why did you hit your sister? Why did you smack the dog? Whatever it is, right? The first word out of that kid's mouth is going to be because, right? And in Spanish, it's easy because it's the same word. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? The only difference is in writing, where it's the question is there's a space, and when it's put together, it's the answer of because. How is the last one. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? So the word how in Spanish is much more commonly used than in English, right? Maybe not much more commonly used, but it's used in some weird context. For example, if you didn't hear somebody and you want them to repeat yourself, you would never say K. You would never say K. K is seen as very direct, really rude and forceful, right? And I've heard lots of stories of people of like, my mom would smack me if I responded with K. Like you can say it, it just sounds rude, right? The answer in Spanish is ¿cómo? ¿Cómo? How? Right? Which is not what we would say in English, right? And then if you're in Mexico, they have the word of mande, right? Which is used in the same way, right? Literally, it's like, order me, tell me what to do, right? But it's not meant in that way. It just means, sorry, I didn't hear you say what you said again. What was that? Right? Come again. You also have the word of cuánto or cuánta in reference to how much or how many, right? Cuántas personas, how many people, cuánta comida, how much food, cuántos libros, how many books, cuánto dinero, how much money, right? And then we have cuál. So the word cuál, which is which, is really linked in Spanish with the word K. And there's lots of expressions that use cuál where in English we would use K, what, right? Like for example, you can ask the question, ¿cuál es tu nombre? Or ¿cuál es tu lugar favorito? Right? So what is your name? What's your favorite place? Right? And most of the time, a lot of the time, this is, so ¿cuál is used when it's a limited choice, right? Which do you want? McDonald's or Wendy's? You get a choice, right? Versus what ¿qué quieres comer? What do you want to eat? I'm giving you all the options below, right? However, there's also some times where it's used, the word cuál, where most of the time we would use K in English, right? Like if I'm asking you what's your favorite, whatever it is a big case where it pops up. Where it's not, even though it's theoretically like an unlimited options, like if I ask you what is your favorite food, right? That's theoretically an unlimited options. And in fact, if I asked you what you wanted to eat, I would use K. But when I'm asking about your favorite thing, we use cuál. ¿Cuál es tu comida favorita? ¿Cuál es tu color favorito? ¿Cuál es tu país favorito? ¿Tu libro favorito? Right? Always cuál, right? So when you start asking questions, and this is like the basics of learning how to have a conversation, right? You need to learn how to, number one, learn how to speak about I and we, right? So that you can go into a place and be able to order, be able to say, I'm looking for this, I need that, I want the what, everything, right? Then you want to learn like all your 2 conjugations for the verbs, so you can start to say, you swim at the beach, right? And one key thing when you start asking questions is there's no equivalent of the English word do, right? Like we use the word do as like a marker that, hey, this is going to be a question. That doesn't exist in Spanish, right? So what we do instead is we have to depend on inflection, or if it's writing, there's a question mark at the end, right? So like the difference between you swim on the beach or do you swim on the beach is inflection, right? Tú nadas en el mar, you swim in the ocean, right? Or tú nadas en el mar, the sentence structure doesn't change, the order doesn't change. And then when you start adding in the question words, like these ones, quién, qué, cuándo, dónde, por qué, cuál, all of that, right? What you're gonna do is you're gonna put that in the first position. It's gonna be the first word out of your mouth. ¿Dónde vives tú? Right? Where lives you? Why do you know how to speak Spanish, right? ¿Por qué sabes cómo hablar español? Right? If I want to put tú, it's gonna go after the verb of sabes. ¿Cómo sabes tú cómo hablar español? Right? So go ahead, my advice. Get done with this video. Write down the question words. Right here, right? And come up with 2 questions for each word. If you post them in the comments down below, I'll give you feedback on if they're correct or not, and what you can do to improve them and make them correct. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. Whatever you do on YouTube, leave a like, thumbs up, whatever is down there, right? Click here to watch a video, the latest one I put up. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next video.